But anyway, let's go on to JORRI, looking a lot younger today.
Oh, who's this?
Hey guys,
is that Jonas? Is that Jonas?
In a time machine.
I had a facial, so I think a little bit younger.
That's
I have
fantastic.
got some hair surgery as well, the same as Conte.
Spurs are making you younger, JORRI.
Hey.
Hey. How's it going, guys?
It's going good. Yeah, it's going all right, considering. I'm not too happy with our performance, to be honest.
What annoyed you today, JORRI? Well, why weren't you happy with it?
What annoyed me, I mean, let's start on a positive note. What I really liked was we kept holding shape. We kept being tactically correct, I thought. Like, or basically, I felt like Conte's instructions and tactics were translating through. And basically, all our new players and all of our lesser players, so to speak, they were doing a good job. Particularly, I think once again, Emerson was amazing. Apart from a little patch in the second half where he seemed to be gassed or something, where he actually lost one man and he went for goal. It was quite the bad kind of defense there. But apart from that, he was quite good. Højbjerg, of course, was very good. And needless to say, Perisic was the shining star of this game. And what you see, for me, what I saw with Perisic, this is what maturity and real winning look like. And I'm sorry to say, SONNY and Kane look terrible when they're on the pitch with Perisic playing like that. Their immaturity and their lack of getting over the line as top players is clear to see. I know that they're not in form. I thought SONNY was borderline disgraceful today.
Do you not think he improved in that second half, though, JORRI?
I thought he got more involved, yes, but I just like his touch and his like, it's the normal thing, you know. And what annoys me to no end is when I see players that I've usually been worried about and what supposedly are lesser players doing everything to a T, and then we see SONNY messing around with some touch stuff and trying to complicated things maybe, and Kane falling over with no reason and not really, they're not like, to me, these guys, we're now at a level where you can't give yourself any credit or any allowance for not turning up. This is again that baseline I talked about with Sessegnon. That their baseline needs to be at a high level. I know we go through this every season. For SONNY, it's sometimes like close to 2 months where we lose him like this, where he's off, you know. That's not good enough. You simply then need to sit out until you like, we need, like, the motivation needs to be upped for him to get there. It's kind of silly to talk about that with SONNY, because I know there's really no issue in terms of attitude and mentality and all of that, but still there's something like, we need to try something else. And I say the same. I thought Hugo Lloris was doing some bad stuff in goal. We got away with it. I thought the shot that Neves, everybody said Hugo had it covered on the TV. I've seen Hugo let that one through too many times. You know, he had he went weakly to the corner with one hand. I know how that's gonna slip through his hand if that's on target. You know, same with Dyer. He wasn't good enough either. You know, so it's these senior players at the club that I really have big issue with. I'm happy to say that the new players are really stepping up. I'm happy to say that formationally and tactically we're working, and that's maybe why we're getting these games over the line, is because now this kind of stuff is now kicking in and helping us. So
Jory, talk to me about Sanchez, because you know a lot of Spurs fan base were worried coming into this game playing Sanchez at right centre back with Romero out. How do you think he stepped up to the challenge today?
I thought he was very good, very good. And I mean, there was a couple of touches which was scary, but I mean, I think him and Emerson were kind of involved in that one where I can't remember the player that got through and really should have done better. You know, we have to admit that Wolves, the lack of finishing quality from Wolves once again got us through this with a single goal, as last weekend with Chelsea. You know, so. You know, so like the really positive news is that these are the like we're now winning games where we play badly, whereas a previous Spurs we saw too many times that we were losing games where we actually played pretty good. You know, so there is some structure there that is helping us for sure. You know, and. Yeah, I think that's the positive news. And I also think, like, I'm not worried. Like you guys were talking about SONNY and stuff like that. I'm not worried. But I want to get to, just like Conte said, there's nobody that has a guaranteed spot. It's a squad. It's a whole squad. If they're at that point where they need to get up their form, if Conte makes the call, it's best for SONNY to start those games and get the minutes in. Fine. But I can't, you know, look at Perisic, you know, he has got no minutes on his belt, but his baseline is at a level that you can't really, even if he gets tactically neutralized or whatever, his performance is never going to go below a certain level, you know, and this is, I think, our senior players are going too low for my taste. I don't think this is. I can understand that if they lose motivation in a Spursy team and whatever. Now that's behind us, you know. Now actually, our minor players are playing really good. I think, you know, that's the positive thing. Is I'm quite impressed with seeing, like you said, that Sanchez coming in and doing a job now. You know, I think considering what we've seen from Sanchez through the years, I think Conte's doing miracles with these types of players. Ben Davies was one of the best players today, in my view. You know, of course, for me, by far, I think Perisic was, in terms of quality, the man of the match. In terms of heart and fight, I would probably give it to Højbjerg.
Do you not think we deserved the win today, Jorri? Or do you feel lucky?
I think we got away with it also, but I do agree with you that we should. Like, this is where I'm pissed off with Kane and Son. They are getting good service now. Kane is not even reached an average striker level right now, in my view. You know, Kane should have had at least 2 goals. Sonny should have had 1, in my view. If they're just anywhere near their normal levels, you know. So it's really pissing me off that I'm seeing them getting good. You know, there was brilliant cross there, for example, and nobody was doing the late run. You know, I don't know how these things happen. You know, when it's so obviously coming into a attack where the cross is going to come in. Why is all 3 now doing the same line? Why is not one, you know, lagging behind and doing the late run? You know, I think these things are should be completely drilled in training, and it annoys the hell out of me to see that kind of stuff from our top players. You know, so
Jorri, you say you're getting a bit annoyed with Son and Kane, but when you're talking about big players to step up in big moments, you know, Kane has now scored last minute at Stamford Bridge now to get us a point, and obviously got the goal peeling off really nicely at the back post today. So some would say he's doing his job.
Sitter, Bane. He also missed 2 sitters in both games, you know. So that's not good enough. When the rest of the team is clicking, as a senior player, you're not allowed to then go down a level. You need to keep at your good level. You know, I'm maybe like I was listening to a pundit after the game, and I completely agree with him. If this was Real Madrid or if this was Barcelona, the fans would be fuming with their top players if the if they don't deliver.
Well, they had two goals in the first 3 games of the season.
Yeah, well, 2 goals of how many chances? Of how many good chances? You have to. Yeah, you have to. For me, it's not about the goals. That's what I'm saying. It's a positive that we're actually winning these 1-goal games, or getting the draw last weekend. For me, it's not about that. It's the conversion of the chances, and the conversion of the chances from Son and Kane is not good enough. That's what I'm not happy about. So,
but there is surely it's a matter of time before Kane and Son start clicking again, and then we're going to be in a better position for it.
For sure. But I don't. The time, like I said, with Sonny, it can take months sometimes to get him in gear. Once he's in gear, he is elite. Once Kane is in gear, he is elite. But I'm saying, if you really want to be in the conversation as a legend, you need to never go then below world class or top of the Prem. You know, you cannot be missing or faffing about like I feel they've been doing too much these games. You know, and in terms of Sonny, I don't like. It's always the first touch. I don't understand how we can come into the season with that not working for him. I really, he's had a really intense and serious preseason. So but guys, I sound like I'm pissed because these guys are responsible for it. These are supposed to be our leaders. Do not make excuses for leaders. If you think they're delivering, fine, all right. I think this conversion rate from these 2 guys is way too low. We should have seen more goals in the last game from them, and we should have seen definitely in this game. I think Kulo is much more likely to step up to that role right now. And what you see from Kulo, at least, is like he's always in and about in the fight. I don't see that from Son and Kane. Also, another thing which I'm kind of, I guess Conte wants it, but like I really feel like Kane's pressing is completely wasted, and I don't put that on Kane. I actually think Kane is doing his best pressing in his career since Conte come in, but I really don't think we catch anything. I think we're kind of in between with the pressing, and I've said that before. I think then it's maybe better just to conserve and drop back, and then go on the counter or something, because I really feel our pressing is very inefficient as it is. But once again, I have to say that the positives is that even when we're lacking this final kind of clinicalness from these 2 guys, we still have a structure that gets us through. But I have to say, I do feel we got away with it. Don't you guys think they should have converted at least in 2 of their...
In the first half, we got away with it, but I think second half we stepped up our game and we were much more intense. And I think we created the better opportunities overall. If you look over the 90 minutes, I think we were better in the second half than they were in the first half. So I think on that basis. Yeah, on that basis, I would say we deserved it. But I do think we have to look at why we keep starting these games like Chelsea and today slowly in the first half, and why it takes us until half time to get going, because we can't keep continuing like this.
No, we're not gonna keep getting away with it, in my view. And I do agree. We were better. We had the much better chances, which annoys me even more. Because that we should have put the game away. That's what I felt like. The last 15 minutes, me and Jonas were really, I won't use a bad word, but we were very worried that we would not get the 3 points, So And that's something that I put on Son and Kane to take responsibility for putting it away. I know that they can't control the whole game or anything, but I do think that they have to get more involved, and they have to find a way to get it out of themselves, even though they're having maybe not the best day or whatever, because if they won't be that threat of putting the game away, it's also going to be much easier for teams to go at us. The threat of having Sonny running in behind and finishing the game off is also a very good defensive measure that we've always had. If you're trying to get that goal like that going, they still need to be careful. And I really felt like Sonny provided no threat today, to be honest, and lost the ball in once he really lost the ball in a very difficult place for us. We got away with it again. Here comes the family. But
all right,
I have to say also, I understand you guys don't love listening to such a rant when we win, and that's what I truly believe. That win is due to some structural stuff, which will continue to benefit from throughout the season, which we haven't had before. But I do think that we need to get these guys going, shooting right away. I also thought, talking about, to just finish on the conversation, we talked about Cess. I thought Cess looked pretty good when he came in. Once again, strange. It looks like he's up for it, and then it looks like he's not up for it. But I did think that, and I thought all the subs were timely and well done. Richarlison looked really good, I thought. So there's a lot of positives, of course, and the main positive is that we're winning games. Like, we're having luck where we used to have bad luck, I think.
I agree with that. I do agree with that. So look, that's positive at the end of the day.
Yeah.
But I understand what you're saying. We definitely have to improve. We always have to look for improvement, and that's the key. I'm sure Conte agrees with you. I'm sure he agrees that these things.
I'm sure Conte will have a word. Yeah, I think Conte will have a word with Kane and Son after this game, both of them. And I guys, don't get me wrong. Kane did get us over the line. I do understand that, but for me, that's not a choice. Kane, you're that level, you're that man. That's your role in this whole thing. Sonny, the same, I would say, and I do think I still believe Kane's gonna have his best season. I do believe Sonny will be right after him. So I don't have any worries that they won't show up. It's just, for me, it's like the whole it's kind of like all your lieutenants are answering the call, but your captains are missing, so that's kind of how I feel about it, because I really felt the team was quite good today, apart from the senior players. That was my main gripe. So I thought we got a lot of space tactically, which we didn't clinically use, but in general I was very happy with the tactics and how the formation went. So but guys, I'm sorry, I'll leave you to some happier callers than me. I am very happy.
Well, Jorri, we're top of the league. Don't be too unhappy. Don't be too unhappy.
We are top of the league, and Liverpool is in trouble. And like, my ambitions have just grown. I'm second place in my head. So maybe I'm getting greedy, but they just have to deal with it and deliver.
Jorri, imagine complaining being top of the league and Kane and Son are off form. Imagine what the season has in hold for us. You know what I mean?
Leave it to me to do that, right? The contrarian, right?
So, exactly.
But big up, Jorri. Always good to speak to you, my friend, and we'll see you next time.
Take care, guys. Great show as always. Thank you.
Come on, you Spurs.